Tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's a minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of News Punch on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. I am BABAFEMI ADESOYE, and here are the stories making waves across the world for today. In Nigeria, with about 1 week to the presidential election, the Niger Police Force has said it will deploy 310,973 of its personnel to the over 176,846 polling units nationwide for the exercises holding on the 25th February and the 11th March. The Inspector General of Police, Usman Baba, who disclosed this, however, noted that as much as the Niger Police Force has perfected plans to engender a peaceful electoral process, Nigerians must avoid hate speeches, political intolerance, and extremism, as well as anti-democratic conduct, which could inflame the political space. He said the personnel being deployed by the police will consist of conventional policemen and women, the mobile police, the special counter-terrorism unit, special forces, the intelligence response team, and other sections of the police. A senior advocate of Nigeria, Mike Ozekome, has said it is wrong for President Muhammadu Buhari to disobey the Supreme Court order on the old Naira notes. The Apex Court had in an interim order restrained the federal government from suspending the acceptance of the old Naira notes. But in a statement on Friday, Ozekome described the order by the president as a dicta, more in the form of a military decree. The senior lawyer added that Nigerians expected the president to obey the law, adding that by the disobedience of Buhari, he had exhibited the trait of an emperor and overlord. Moving on to the foreign scene, United States President Joe Biden was declared fit for duty by his doctor after the final annual medical checkup before he is expected to declare his running for re-election in 2024 when he will be 82 years. The keenly awaited report, after extensive testing, found some relatively minor issues but said Biden was clear of serious physical and neurological problems. Biden, the oldest person ever to be U.S. president, spent the morning completing a series of tests that he began last year at Walter Reed National Military Medical Center, a complex in the Washington suburbs with a presidential facility. And diving into the exciting world of sports, Tiger Woods has returned to playing with fans cheering his return to PGA Tour action at the Genesis Invitational. The 15-time major champion had not teed it up in a tour-level event since the British Open in July, as the severe leg injuries he suffered in a February 2021 car accident continued to curtail his schedule. Woods was greeted by cheers and chants, with fans crowding for a glimpse at the classic course in Pacific Palisades west of downtown Los Angeles. And that's all we have for you on this edition of News Punch. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we bring you the analysis of the stories. Please do stay tuned.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead and you call yourself giant of Africa. Where?
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
You're welcome back to the Diamond Breakfast Show. We have a lot of conversations to have today. Let's get into the analysis of some of the major stories from the week. To do this with me this morning is Dr. David Ehidero, a public affairs analyst and social commentator. You're welcome this morning, Dr. Ehidero.
Yeah, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Okay, how was your night?
Wonderful.
And how has your week been?
The week has been
eventful.
Mixed feelings. The cash issue, petroleum. Yeah, we are just trying to survive.
Okay. Well, the brouhaha around the swap of old Naira notes, because that's exactly the the bone of contention right now everywhere, across the country. This brouhaha has continued as President Muhammadu Buhari declared yesterday that the old 1,000 Naira and 500 Naira notes are no longer acceptable legal tender. While the president announced that the old 200 Naira notes and the new ones should be allowed to coexist till the 10th of April, this has not gone down well with many because the truth of the matter is, even in the first place, how many 200 Naira, how many units of 200 Naira notes do we get to see, even when there was nothing like this policy? And now, the governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, in a broadcast yesterday, said the decision of the president is a direct disregard for the rule of law. Echoing the same sentiment is the Speaker of the House, Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila. So, well, there are a lot of questions, but then I will just take them one after the other. There's a lot to unpack this morning, but first, we'll begin with the president's decision to ignore the court's injunction. This is not a new thing from the president. And then the cases of the likes of El Zakzaki and Namdi comes to mind. What is the difference? What is different now that the politicians are reacting?
Thank you. I like that. Well, the difference now that the politician is reacting is because it has affected them. Anything that's affecting the public, the masses, you won't see them taking it so seriously. The actual people victim of this policy, the victim of this policy, are those people that have unwarranted cash in their confines. And they are the people that are majorly affected. The politicians that want to use this policy, this opportunity to spend those cash to fund the elections, to fund activities of the election.
Because it would be wrong for us to assume that they want to buy votes.
They cannot actually account for how they got the money.
Okay, in the
so
first place.
They don't have the guts
to take the money to
take the money to the bank so
deposits.
that they will not be tracked. So that questions will not begin to come up from the relevant anti-corruption agencies. So they want to, or else, what is the big deal? If I have 1 billion naira that I know, I warrant it, I worked for it, I'll take it to the bank. And anybody that wants to ask questions should ask questions and produce the necessary document. I saw an Hausa man yesterday who went to the bank with
yes, the video went viral.
50 million.
51 million.
51 million.
Yes.
And he said he's into flower business.
And he proved it. Within few seconds.
Yeah, he doesn't have to. You don't have to play with the truth. You don't have to defend the truth. Truth is truth. So the difference between is it today they have been ignoring law processes. There are a lot of attended to court cases that are yet to be attended to by this government and even previous government that went down without even being attended to. There are a lot of cases against government that they ask for compensation for people, either state or local government or federal government, that refuse to abide by those rules because there's nobody to be caught to have disobeyed the law. So this one is because it has affected them directly, and they are the one that knows why they are being affected, and that's why you can see Benjamin Miller is rushing to make press releases. That's why you can see Rufai rushing to make press releases. Even the PDP government, that is, these people are members of APC government, they are already hitting their government, disregarding the policies of their government, and the debate of whether this judgment is being given or not is still in the public glare. The court did not give judgment yet. What the court said was they are let the status quo ante remains. Okay. Let the status quo remain. And what does it mean? The status quo is that there's a policy on grant, and the policy is that this money can still be taken to the bank. So for avoidance of for government to achieve their goal, because a lot of money is stashed in the forest, the kidnappers have kept there. They don't even know how to bring it to the table, and there are insinuations that most of these government people are even involved in these kidnapping activities. There are insinuations, and they are making people to believe that these insinuations are true, that they are making money from also taxing people behind the scene and eroding. You can see the level of money that kidnapping has eroded out of the system illegally. Even government cannot erode as much from people. They will kidnap one person and collect 100 million. If I'm to pay tax, will I have to pay tax of 100 million? Yeah, and you see that everybody will join hands together to bring this money to gather this money and pay ransom for people in millions, in hundreds of millions. So government itself does not have that temerity to mop money off the system like that. And this money are in the forest, they are in the bushes, billions.
In septic tanks.
I'm talking about even the ones that the bandits are collecting.
Okay.
So if this policy, if they're not even looking at the policy from any other angle, they should appreciate that these bandits they want to destroy this money, and these bandits will not be able to spend this money, and it will discourage banditry. It will discourage armed robbery. Is it only for political purposes? Because their only interest for fighting and calling president all manner of name is because this money is because of their own money they want to use for the political purposes. They want to do time buying strategy. I have seen some 1,000 naira that is dated back to 2008.
Of course.
Very clean, neat, brand new 1,000 naira that's supposed to have been in circulation
with the labels of a bank.
With the label of a bank.
A bank that doesn't exist
any longer. These are the things that the pain that these people are causing us. Nigerians should know that all these people shouting, they are not shouting because of everybody. I want to assure you that the majority of this old money has been mop up of the system.
All right.
The only people that are affected are those people in the government.
Okay, you said something now.
The corrupt people.
You said something now that they are not concerned about what affects the people. Okay, let's check maybe if we can quickly precedent some instances. Yes, ASU strike was on for like 8 or 9 months, and then there were not much reaction from the so-called top officials or politicians. Everybody minded their businesses, and then everything was going on as if there was nothing. The only tussle was between the ASU, the students concerned, and then the few parents who have children in those institutions, and then some of us members of the public that are really deeply concerned.
Yes.
And then even checking the fuel crisis, fuel scarcity has been on for like up to 6 months. In some places up to 7 or 8 months now. But now, despite the fact that even though the new policy does not really affect these politicians negatively in any way, talking in terms of transfers and using their cards and getting whatever they need, because they hardly really go about with with a little cash to buy the petty things that the common man needs to buy with the few cash that is needed around in circulation. So why is it that it is really of their concern this time around?
I have said it here sometimes ago that when you see big people fighting and becoming agitators for common men, you should be suspicious. As a labor man, we used to believe that struggle that we get it by struggle, that freedom comes by struggle, freedom comes by struggle. We used to sing that song because, and if you see any government that wants to give us something on a platter of gold, we begin to suspect you because we have not struggled for it. We have not negotiated on the table. You are just announcing an increment. Just like that, we begin to suspect you that you have something you are trying to hide, or you want to deal with us in another way. So we believe that if you want to do anything, you call us and let us discuss, and let us argue it out. So if you see them fighting for us, becoming agitators suddenly, you suspect them. And that is why it is only this money that concerns them. Because they are the ones that are losing billions. They have stashed money in their houses that they want to spend after government, after office for tens of years. They want to keep spending it on their children. So they never envisage what Buhari did to them. And that is why they are not perturbed by whatever happened with ASU or NASU or whatever university or whatever you call it. It's not their business.
All right, okay.
Their business is this money. It's our money. We have to spend it. And the government policy must not work. That's why they have to rush to the Supreme Court without even following the due process. And the Supreme Court made themselves available and to be used because they have really made them to be vulnerable by impoverishing them. So, and it's unfortunate that Supreme Court, that's supposed to be Court of Justice, is already taking side with injustice by quickly dispensing such heinous policy views of individual governors that are not fighting, that have never fought for their people. It's all about themselves. And we feel very bad about it because this policy is for the masses. It's not for them. It's not for the political class. That is why even the presidential candidate of APC was the first to shout it out. All of them now eroded because they have really relied on this view. Okay. So Nigerians should know that this policy is for them and not for the
masses.
It's for the masses and not for the.
That the policy itself and not the defense. Okay, that the policy is for the masses and not for the politicians. Okay, let's quickly go on a short commercial break, and then when we come back, yes, we continue. Please stay tuned to Diamond 88.7 FM.
All the hits. 88.7.
Please listen to this announcement. This is to inform our esteemed customers that due to the rising issues surrounding cashless policy, IBEDC has created various payment channels for ease of payment. Customers can use any of the payment channels. It is hassle-free and easy to use. Download Fet Wallet app, Quick Teller, Jumia app, buypower.ng, Mcash using *420 700 48001 star amount hash for postpaid, or star 420 700 48002 star amount hash for prepaid, or walk in any of our cash office. Announcer, IBEDC Management.
ikú parapọ̀ ikú ọmọlé èrún parapọ̀ wọ́n máa gìyàn gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara ẹja parapọ̀ sóríire látara ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú People's Democratic Party PDP ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tó mẹ̀tọ́ tó mú káyọ̀ gbẹdẹmukẹ fún tolórí tẹlẹ́mù tó nílé tàlejò nígbà tí wọ́n ṣèjọba ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP láàánú mẹ̀kúnnù bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n kó àkóyawọ́ àwọn àkànṣe iṣẹ́ jàǹkànjàǹkàn ní díẹ̀ nínú àwọn iṣẹ́ tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP ti ṣe sẹ́yìn ẹja tara ṣàṣàgbá káàdì ìdìbò wa ká parapọ̀ dẹ́gbẹ́ òṣèlú PDP padà àní sọ̀bùnú bẹ́ẹ̀ là ní ṣìbòdì.
ẹ̀yin ará Kwara mi ọ̀wọ́n ká dìbò fẹ́gbẹ́ tó láàánú ará ìlú ó sú wa ẹ jẹ́ ká dìbò fún ẹgbẹ́ PDP.
PDP, power to the people.
All right, you're welcome back. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. And I have with me right here Dr. Ehidero. Yes, well, we've been talking about the policy of the brouhaha around the swap of old Naira notes that has continued. As just yesterday, the president declared that the 1,000 Naira and 500 Naira notes are no longer acceptable legal tender, but the 200 Naira should be left alone till the 10th of April 2023. And this has not actually gone down well with so many people. Both the old and young and the rich and poor. Let me put it that way. The tension around access to the new Naira notes has reached boiling point in some states. You could see videos of banking halls being destroyed, being vandalized and everything, because of a lot of angry mob were just trying to react to the fact that they could not get whatever they needed, whatever service they needed from those banks. And then this has actually been affecting a lot of activities going around in the banking industry. That's one. Then two, you were talking about dealing with some of these politicians the other time, that because of what the president is doing right now, that they will not be able to probably fund their election activities. I do not want to go by the way of saying vote buying, because nobody has come out to say that they're going to buy votes, even though we know those activities exist. But I think saying funding election activities is actually quite better. So now, the question is it that the president is intentionally stepping on toes because he knows, probably he knows he has nothing to lose or gain right after this election when he leaves the seat on the 29th of May 2023, or that why hasn't this kind of policy come into existence when the president was about to come in for the second term in 2019?
Yes, I agree with you.
I'm asking a question.
Yes,
sir.
I want to agree with the view of people. The truth is that personally I voted for this president, and I've criticized him more and very, very much because he was not doing what I expected him to do. I wasn't expecting anything extraordinary from this president. All I wanted from him was erode corruption from our system, which he couldn't do for the first time and the second time going. So I think something woke him up because he had lost face. He has lost his 15 million votes. Supporters base. He has lost his name as a man of integrity and respect and discipline because he could not stem down the rate at which corruption was going in Nigeria.
Expectedly.
Expectedly. And something woke him up suddenly at the last lap of his race. And he came up with this policy, which to us is actually a welcome idea. But the only undoing of this administration is that they did not prepare the mind of Nigerians to what is expected, what Mr. President is supposed to do, or is supposed to expect from this policy. So this policy is like a shocker. The speech he gave yesterday, supposed to have given it before the implementation of the policy 100 and something days ago, when they started mopping the old naira note from the system. He's supposed to have given this policy, giving us this communication. This president lack ability or to communicate with people. He's not a charismatic president that takes people along with his policy and make people, carry people and let them believe in what you are doing. And this is one of the undoing of our leadership in Nigeria. Our leadership in this country feel separated. Immediately they come to leadership, they separate themselves from people, except when election comes. They become KBC, the unquestionable people. In fact, if you question them, they are not happy with you. That's the kind of leaders that we have. That is why it is very unfortunate that we are still thinking of rooting for people that are older than Nigeria and that they see themselves as the senior brother of Nigerians. So anybody, once they get there, we start calling them Baba. And when you begin to call them Baba, this barbarism gets into their head and they feel like they are older than anybody, they are bigger than anybody, they can do anything they like. And that is why this president should supposed to have told Nigerians what to expect from this policy. My people, I am coming with this policy. This policy may give you a little inconveniences for the next 3 months. Please bear with me. This is where we are going. You communicate your vision, you communicate your mission, you communicate your idea with your people so that they will be prepared. So this reaction you are seeing from the public is because the president did not communicate accordingly. He's now saying that they are now saying that means they did not. His speech yesterday, as beautiful as it looks, the only beautiful thing in that speech is this fact that he retained 200 naira to circulate because they know that politicians don't have the 200 naira. It's too small for them. What they have stashed in their illicit money they have is the 100 naira and 500 naira. 1,000. 1,500 naira. So that's the only thing they know. That's the only thing that he said yesterday. He said that they never envisage. Why shouldn't you envisage as a government? That's why before you carry out with any policy, you sit down with your people and envisage you go to the front and go to the back. That is how we lack educated leaders that look at policies and take it very verbatim with intelligence. Okay, let's talk about the human rights activist and senior advocate of Nigeria, his own reaction. That's Chief Femi Falana. He says that the 200 naira, how do I put it right now? That the 200 naira notes are not enough to go round, which a lot of people have been agreeing with anyway. And then he says, if the government was serious, the crisis could be ended in a few days. All the old currency notes could be made legal tender until the end of the year. In addition, all the old currency could be changed at the banks as well as at the CBN until the end of next year. This will give confidence back in the markets, and the old currency will again be accepted. Is it to say that somebody like Chief Femi Falana is supporting the causes of the politicians, or they are the ones riding on the... the idea of Femi Falana always coming up, sometimes it's over emotional. I think this is one of those places where he expresses his emotion more than the real activity that is happening. He's not seeing what the presidency is seeing. The target of president is this election must not go with this money as value in the hand of politicians. Because he wants, in my view, once vote buying is not involved and you are able to win, it's okay. Anybody that wins, let them win. But don't buy vote, because buying vote it makes them to impoverish Nigerians the more, so that they know that after 4 years, hungry people will still look for them. So let us discourage vote buying by all means and fight against it. So Femi Falana is over emotional. He's not thinking from the masses point of view. He's only thinking that he as a critic that feel like this is giving people some tension in policy making.
But what about
there are places there should be preparation for some a little bit inconvenience.
Okay.
And when inconvenience come, the only you're doing is that you are supposed to prepare your people
to adjust accordingly. Okay.
And you tell them where you are going.
Let's take another reaction right now. This one coming from the Anambra State Governor. Definitely is a politician now, but he was once a governor of Central Bank. He also came out to say that the current hardship was too much and called on the president to obey the ruling of the Supreme Court, which declared that the old and new notes should serve as legal tender for now. So, is it that the former central bank governor, now Professor Chukwuma Soludo, now Anambra State Governor, is also backing his fellow governors, or is at the back of the masses?
What I expect from most of these governors and people that means well, if they truly mean well, is to assist the government to ensure that the hardship don't go too far. And how do you assist? Assist like the Kwasi government just did. He said he was going to do, maybe I started, concerning transportation, easing transportation movement. Assist to palliate the tension. Because the true reason why this policy is biting hard on the masses is just because the cashless policy is also running side by side with the currency swap. You understand? The amount of money you are entitled to is already being affected, and that is the main reason that people are truly affected. But when it comes to the real money, I'm telling you, majority of people has dispensed the old naira notes that is with them. Though painfully, they dispensed it. But this old naira note is still with those, except for those people that are affected. And their intention is, as I'm talking to you, I went round, I tried to do a little survey. I discovered that from the people I interviewed, I discovered that at least, in fact, it's only one person that has this 14,000. She told me she have 14,000 that the house girl mistakenly collected. And I told her to go to the CBN and change it. And if not for that, a lot of money has been off the street. They want to, and I predicted it here, that this money will be introduced back on the 23rd of this month, before election. 23rd, 24th, we will have massive old naira notes coming back. 23rd, 24th, and 25th. So the pain of taking it to the bank will resume on the 26th, 27th, 28th of this month. That is the way. They want to reintroduce it. They will bring it en masse after buying votes with them. And the beauty, the two-edged sword that this administration has come up with this policy, one, they don't want this election period to be affected, because see, Supreme Court that is rushing to make such decision, they will be waiting to install governors again, because people will go to court after losing election to vote buying and some other corrupt activities. They will go to court and they will make some proofs and they will install governors just like they installed that of Imo State and some other state governors. And we all know that in democracy, governors are not to be installed by court. It's supposed to be elected by people. So the court is already getting used to installing governor, which is not warranted, which is not acceptable. So, but as government whose head lies the load, they must protect their policy, or else all the suffering of people, if there is a reversal to the policy today, all the suffering of people will be in vain.
Okay. Let's quickly get some reactions from people. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be a part of this, all you just need to do is send us a message via WhatsApp 0913-655-6864. The number again once more is 0913-655-6864. 080-556864. Let's hear from you. And then, of course, you can join the conversation on Twitter. Twitter Diamond 887FM, CC at Don Femi King, and then with the hashtag Diamond Breakfast Show. What is your own overall assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy? And of course, definitely, you can also call this number 0913-655-6952. But in the meantime, let's quickly pay some bills, and then when we come back, yes, we continue with the Diamond Breakfast Show. Stay tuned to Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
Everyone loves an upgrade, but with DSTV, you get boosted to a whole new level. Upgrade to more football and get boosted to the most heart racing sports moments. Upgrade to your favorite shows and get boosted to emotions like never before. Upgrade to the best action movies and get boosted to high-octane scenes that make you shout, woo!
Upgrade your DSTV package and DSTV will boost you to the next higher package. Offer valid from January 25th to March 31st. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, you're welcome back. Yes, it is still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin. And then, of course, we've been discussing about the new Naira policy. And then, we're asking for our listeners this morning to let us know your own overall assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy, whether it is a very good thing or maybe there are some things that would have been done better. Okay, I have this message from Bidemi from Tanke saying, what exactly is El Rufai trying to incite by saying he wants to continue spending the old notes? Is this statement not likened to treason? That's from Bidemi from Tanke. Okay, let's look at that. What exactly do you
can
think?
see even the Jigawa State governor said that in his state it remains legal tender.
Yes, the Jigawa State governor said so.
And Ganduje said that as far as they are concerned, the Supreme Court judgment, which judgment? El Rufai, we know of a governor of Kogi State, his wife and his nephew. Cousin, they are facing the law for one-time corruption and for money laundering. Okay. So we know his own case. In fact, he had denied a whole state opportunity of certain money that EFCC said that they saw that was put in a bank by Kogi State government, and that he said it's not their money. So that man is not a good example of a young leader. And unfortunately, if he is talking that way, we know that they are playing with cash in that administration. But El Rufai was even a shocking one to me. I never knew that he's as corrupt as this. You see, they are now fighting their own government. Could it be that Mr. President did not see it? Could it be that he was not at the State Council of State meeting that happened? Or what is their problem? Why is it that somebody wrote there was a fuel scarcity, you didn't go to court? The ASU was on strike, you didn't go to court. They were killing in Benue, they killing human beings, you didn't go to court. Bandits were killing people, even your state, collecting ransom, you didn't go to court. But when money comes in, you rush to court. Katsina State government, what did they do? Nothing. The power with these governors is too much. It's too much. We need to really sit down if this country must work. I am also pained. As I'm talking to you, I don't even have cash with me. I have been transacting my value of purchasing things by transfer. As low as 2,000 naira, I must transfer. I've been buying fuel by transfer or by giving my ATM. Must I hold cash? Okay, if not for the attendant issue with online services. Cash is everywhere. The value is not eroded.
I think we have a call already. Hello, good morning. Okay, we lost that. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Let us get to know your own overall assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dr. Zil from
All right, Dr. Zil, thank you. Yes, let's have your assessment of the implementation.
I totally disagree with Dr. Indero on this matter.
Okay.
When it comes to this policy from day one, I am one of the Nigerians that, for me, I don't believe in anything that is not working and we are saying is working. Whatever it is, this administration has failed everybody that voted them in, and whatever policy they don't plan before they act, and somebody still want to make us believe, or even any one of them, both all the governors that are now crying for foul or whatever, they should just keep quiet. We are waiting. May 29 is sitting. As I'm talking to you now, there is nothing anybody wants to say. They don't follow the rule of law. If they say the Supreme Court has not given judgment, but Supreme Court has said something, is the Supreme Court. When Supreme Court gave the first person in election the first position, they were all happy in Imo State. But now, the same Supreme Court, who has turned itself to Supreme Market, we have now seen that the same Supreme Court that they have been using to their favor is now against them. So they shouldn't complain. So the president should now allow the judgment to come first. Not that he will just go on the head. The head that he went, he didn't go because he planned to go. He went on air because of what is happening in Nigeria. And you see part of their shenanigans. So let's just face it, this is not working, and this is failure, total failure. If anybody is happy with it, that's the person. I don't follow that. This is wrong. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Dr. Zil. Yes, 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Yes, you can also send us a message to 0913-655-6864. I think we have another call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from, sir?
This is Malam calling from Okefoma. My special regards.
Your name again, please?
Malam from Okefoma.
Okay, Malam from Okefoma. All right.
My take this morning regarding this cashless policy is that the policy might somehow look so good, but the way it works and the point of implementation is very, very, very hard. But the policy is bringing a lot of bad news to the city right now. Because many, especially when you are boarding a kind of a basic transaction or other, by the time you are having a lot of bad news is common right now. So I just want to urge doctor in the house to provide a solution how this implementation will be somehow possible. If possible, when we have a kind of problem like this during fuel scarcity, when they were giving this those people that usually transport our fuel, they usually roll out the liters they were giving to each filling station. So I think it is high time for the federal government and the state government to set up a policy that will be monitoring the amount of money they were giving each commercial bank. So in order to check, make so-called what do they call it, bank manager from sabotaging the effort of the federal government. So I think the offering the house to provide another solution for us. So that is my take. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much, Malam from Okefoma. Thank you. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Let's hear your own assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy. Hello, good morning. Hello. Good morning. Your name and where you calling from?
Odoko is calling from Madrid, sir.
Odoko from Madrid, okay.
Odoko is calling from Madrid.
All right, thank you. Yes, let's have you.
I want to commend the man that go after this woman that called you. We have finished everything. You people should know that corruption must always fight back. If you watch what is going on now, we can find that if you watch the bandits, everything has problems much more. I know this thing is pain, but if you have patience and endure it, in time to come, you will enjoy it. Please, all what I'm begging you to is that all these Rufai, Kogi governor and Anko, they are the most corrupted people in this Nigeria. If Nigeria can support Mr. President and endure this hardship, later gain it. The advantage into it will be greater than disadvantage into it. Let us have patience and follow this man. If we reverse us not to be using that 1,500, which means all the suffer that we suffer is in vain. Let us buy it and endure it. We'll gain it in time to come. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much, Odokwe from Agric. He just said that Nigerians should try to endure this hardship. And then cases of life and death when there's nothing else to do except you get that cash that you need at that point in time.
Cash.
Yes.
You are still talking cash.
Yes.
We are going cashless.
Yes, we are.
You have been operating.
But at what pace?
Let me tell
at
you,
what
I've
pace?
been operating. I've transferred in hundreds.
Okay.
I've been operating and I don't have cash with me because I promised myself I will not buy naira with such an amount. I bought it once.
Okay.
I collected in Abuja. I collected 10,000 naira and I paid 13,000 naira.
Okay, doctor, wait. Let me ask you. Let me ask you a question.
Let us just get this thing.
I understand.
It's not an emotional thing.
No. It's not about being emotional.
It's about.
It's not about being emotional.
We need to give. I have blamed the government for not communicating adequately.
Mm-hmm.
That we should prepare for what we are going through.
Okay.
Now, but it's not about if you want Nigeria to be great. If we need leaders that will lead and will follow.
Okay.
A leader that will tell us what they want to do and tell us where we are going. It makes us to see the vision of where we are going, and it will lead us there. It's not if you ask us not to eat foreign rice, don't eat foreign rice in your house. But we have leaders that will make policy and say don't eat foreign rice, eat local rice. But in their houses, they are taking foreign champagne, foreign rice, foreign everything. Let government show us through the budget that this is what we are going to do. Let us have simple governors, simple presidents, not sophisticated ones that wants to live large on us. But they have not communicated to tell us this pain and let them go through this pain with us. But the leadership that these governors are showing us is bad leadership, telling us that they are ready to disobey the rules. In my own view, I don't think governments have the president has disobeyed any law. He has released 200 naira to be in circulation. What is their problem with 200 naira, 1,000 naira and 500 naira? The president is still working between the ambit of the law. The old naira note is still working pari passu with the new naira note, which is 200 naira.
Okay, let's quickly pay some bills, and then when we come back, yes, definitely, we'll continue with the Diamond Breakfast Show.
baálé mi ṣébi tẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ mi bá ń jẹ́ òní tá à ń já kòtò tá à ń já gegele náà kọ́ yìí kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ́.
Kwara ti yàtọ̀ ní. láyé ìṣèjọba gómìnà Abdulrahman Abdulrazak àkàìmọye iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà ni wọ́n ti gùn lé. kó lè bá àmúlí lọ bíbọ̀ ọkọ̀ àtàwọn èrò tó ń kọjá lójú pópó lọ nírọ̀rùn. iṣẹ́ lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí General Túndé Ìdíàgbọ̀n flyover ní táǹkẹ̀. títí oníbejì láti Yẹ́bùmọ́ roundabout lọ dádẹ́ta tó fi dọ́lọ́jẹ̀. táǹkẹ̀ òkè odò ring road ń kọ́. tó fi máa túnṣe Odiyidi road àti Abdulaziz Ata road nílọrin. tiléṣà bàrùbá wọ gbànàrà níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Bàrùtín kìlómítà 23 ni. tó fi mọ́ o sí òbò Ayégúnlẹ̀ road lẹ́kìtì. tilérè district nífẹ̀ẹ́ lódùn. Coca-Cola Palace road níjẹ̀bà. àwọn ọ̀nà oníworo síworo interlocking lọ Bàbẹ̀sùá. ọ̀nà tó gbóndóró Amáyọ̀ bypass. Olómù road Lómù Àrán Kamal district nílọrin west. Emir Palace road ní Yashikira àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ mélòó la fẹ́ kà.
baálé mi tó bá òun ni tó bá wá rí bẹ́ẹ̀ Malam Abdulrahman jíjẹ ní gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni dìbò fún Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak gẹ́gẹ́ bí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara lábẹ́ àsíá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC Progress APC máa ṣe lọ.
òdodo ọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹni tó bá lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nìkan ní mọ iye ẹ̀kọ́ yóò sì ní fẹ́ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó ti rinlẹ̀ di tó láàyè. ìdí rèé tí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak fi gbégbésí akin láti fi ìpìlẹ̀ tó rinlẹ̀ lélẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́ tí a pè ní kíkọ́nilẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tó rinlẹ̀ ní Kwara. Kwara lẹ̀. ètò yìí wà fún àti mú ìgbéga bá àwọn ìlànà kọ́ni ní àwọn ilé ẹ̀kọ́ alákọ̀ọ́bẹ̀rẹ̀ gbogbo yíká ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. ó lé ní 107 ilé ẹ̀kọ́ tó ti darapọ̀ mọ́ ìlànà yìí. tíjọba ìbílẹ̀ 10 sì ti yege. irú eléyìí ò wáyé rí. àǹfààní gbòógì rèé fún àwọn akẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yíká gbogbo ìpínlẹ̀ Kwara. ìlànà ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ yìí ó tún pèsè àǹfààní ìṣedọ́gbandọ́gba lórí ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ fún àwọn ògo wẹrẹ yíká ìpínlẹ̀ yìí. Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak ní ìgboyà àti ìdánilójú pé ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó rinlẹ̀ ní ọ̀nà tó lè mú okun àti ìgbéga bá ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó kójú òṣùwọ̀n nípínlẹ̀ yìí. náà ló fi pèsè àwọn ohun ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ wọrí yóò sì nílò olùkọ́ náà lóògùn láti lè dáàbò bo ọjọ́ ọ̀la àwọn ọmọ wa lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀kọ́. Malam Abdulrahman Abdulrazak okare láìmọ̀ báṣẹ̀ǹsó òǹsẹ̀ kan sí nípínlẹ̀ Kwara àjọ Kwara lẹ́yìn lólùkéde.
All right, you're welcome back. It is still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, Lorian. Here we're talking about, the different assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy this morning. Okay, Doctor, you were at that point talking about you paying 13,000 to,
and I promised myself
to get 10,000 Naira.
I said
that you were going to endure the hardship,
I'm
right?
going to endure the hardship.
Okay, fine.
Because I know it's for the general good of the country.
I understand you. What I'm just trying to say is, let us check the instances of people who, affordability is a different thing. Willingness is another thing. I know a lot of people that could have been able to afford that 13,000 for 10,000 naira to endure the hardship, but because they think, why will I pay 13,000 naira to get 10,000, and then they join the bandwagon and say this policy is too much, or blah 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 blah. You understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah. But what about those that cannot genuinely afford it? And I'm very sure that checking the indices, we have over more than 50% poverty-ridden people in the population of the country. So what exactly do those people, what can they do?
The major problem is even caused by the bank managers, and it's still these politicians and the big men that are eroding this money from their...
Okay, we know who are causing the problems
they
already.
Are the ones,
I'm talking about what can the masses, can the masses that are being affected,
I took
you understand?
Pictures,
what can they do?
I asked my cameraman to take pictures of people at the ATM
galleries,
yes, and take the picture with their bank. I went around yesterday to do that because I want to use it to make a statement. Jungle life, and the truth is that the people that cannot genuinely afford it, they are sitting down there from morning. Some slept around the ATM from morning till night, lining up in the sun, trying to collect this money.
Okay, let's pick this call, please. Sorry. Yes. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Diamond.
Yes, good morning. Your name, please, and where you calling from? You said?
I'm Albert. I'm calling from Ilorin.
Your name again?
Albert.
Okay, Kalbag. Okay.
I want to thank your guest. He's doing all for the poor man.
Oh, please move away from your radio.
Hello?
Yes.
I said I want to thank your guest.
You are still with your radio, sir. Please move away completely from your radio, or you turn it down. Are you there? We may need to, pick another call for that because the reverberation will not allow us to, hear you clearly. So sorry about that. Please kindly do well to call back. 0913-655-6952 is the number to call. Let's know your overall assessment of the implementation of the new Naira policy. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
Elder Luko, speaking from Fate.
Elder Luko from Fate. Okay, thank you. Let's have you.
Your guest made I agree with your guest who said that the Supreme Court judgment shouldn't be like that. If you allow the judge to do their work, and again he says some people are corrupt, what evidence has he got to show that they are corrupt? They have not been convicted by any court, so he has no right to say somebody is just corrupt. That's my contribution. It's for your guest there.
All right. Thank you very much, Elder Aluko. Yes, we'll answer you over the radio right now. Okay. Dr. Inder, what do you have to say to that?
Well, I said it somewhere yesterday. We know the thieves among us. You are given a role of a commissioner or governor. You don't have certain houses before. You don't have a certain number of properties before. Suddenly, you became a billionaire. You are working somewhere, maybe in the bank or something, you just came up into government. I appoint you a councillor, appoint you commissioner, appoint you governor. You just became rich. And you are telling me that the court of law must judge him as, the court that has somebody called the court of market, that you can easily procure those judgments. We don't have to wait. We know the thieves. You don't tell me you are not thieves. If you are a legitimate businessman, we know you. You cannot account for your money. It's because we are not asking questions. And it's the reason why we continue this way is the court is still what they are.
All right, let's pick another call.
I don't have to wait for the judge. They will buy the judge and tell you that they are not thieves.
Hello.
Good morning. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Ibrahim from Zongo.
Ibrahim from Zongo. Thank you.
Yes, I want to completely disagree with the man in the studio.
Okay.
Yes. I agree with this last speaker. You cannot say somebody is corrupt without having any evidence against him.
Okay.
So just this morning, said you mentioned Fanana. He said he is emotional. Tell me, why would we not be emotional about this issue? This issue that has crumbled many businesses is already killing people. Now, if you say Falana is emotional, what do you want to say about the head of state that has advised the president to reintroduce old money? I don't know. Please, the guest should be very, very objective. Should be objective. I don't agree with him at all. Thank you. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much.
Some people wouldn't want you to go through any stress at all.
Okay.
And there's no country that grow without people going through a little bit stress. And I said that the only undoing of this government is that it did not communicate well. I said that some people are corrupt. Are people not corrupt in this country? Are we not the most corrupt? Are we not fantastically corrupt in this country? Yeah, some people want to grease people's elbow. We want to make people to feel, big people, we want to make them to feel good about their corruption. And that is what has led us. We are still where we are today.
All right.
And they are now using the poor people because they are now using the poor people, the poor masses that they are dealing with to go to the banks, to strip themselves naked, to have a scenario of non-acceptability of a policy. Because the policy is not to their own advantage.
Okay, well, our time is fast spent, and it's no longer our friend at all on the show. Well, this is exactly the size of our package today. So many other things to discuss, but then because of the time, we may just put the show to a halt. Please join us again next week Monday by the special grace of God on the Diamond Breakfast Show. Yes, that time with Bisola Udwale Suleiman. Till then, please, special thanks to our guest for coming this morning,
Thank you.
Dr. Ehidero. Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
hope whenever we call on you again, you definitely come around.
Definitely.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you to all our callers, and so sorry for all those messages we could not read because of the time. We are really sorry. We'll do better next time. So yes, by Monday you meet us again on the Diamond Breakfast Show. But till then, ensure that your dial is locked down on 88.7 FM. Lauren. My name is Babafemi ADESOYE. Bye for now. Have a pleasant Friday.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond